So we are starting with financial instruments today. Okay. So financial instruments are what actually? These are nothing but financial instrument gives rise to financial asset for one entity and financial liability for another entity. For example, there is a XYZ company, and XYZ company has raised finance. To raise finance, this XYZ company can raise in two ways, either in form of equity or in form of bonds. Okay, so now let us take the example of bonds. Okay, so to raise finance, company has to issue bonds, and then company will get money from people. Okay, and company has to repay back that money to people. So can I say the money raised in form of bonds is nothing but a liability? Yes, because we have issued bonds to people. Okay, and raised money from them. Now we have to give the money back to people. So it's a liability. Suppose this XYZ company has invested in ABC company by purchasing the bonds or stocks of ABC company, anything. Okay. So if XYZ company has invested in ABC company, that means XYZ company has provided finance to ABC company by purchasing the bonds. So when XYZ company has provided finance to ABC company, then in the future, XYZ company is supposed to receive that money back or not? Yes, along with interest. So it will receive the principal with interest. So can I say whatever we are supposed to receive in the future, or whatever the investments we do in some other company, okay, is that investment a asset? Yes, because investments are always a asset. So if XYZ company invests in ABC company, okay, so this investment is nothing but a asset, and it is a financial instrument. Okay, it is a financial asset. It is a financial asset. And if XYZ company takes loan from ABC company by issuing bonds, then XYZ company has to repay back that money to ABC company. So like in that case, it gives rise to a financial liability. Okay, so if XYZ invests in ABC company, it's a financial asset. If XYZ borrows, we can say like that, borrows from ABC company, it is a financial liability. See, I have already finished this chapter of financial instruments to other students. I have 2 to 3 videos. I'll share them also, and we will do this particular chapter as per our IFRS standards. Okay. So did I say this? Did I say the same statement given here? A financial instrument gives rise to a financial asset of one entity and a financial liability or equity instrument of another. Yes. So you can invest in any form, equity or bonds. Okay. So if you purchase the equity or bond of another company, it's a asset. That means you have done an investment. If you like raise finance by issuing bonds, then you are supposed to repay. Then it is a liability. Okay. And like since if you read the financial press, you will probably be aware of rapid international expansion in use of financial instruments. These vary from straightforward traditional instruments, example bonds, through to various forms of so-called derivative instruments. So financial instruments not only consist of bonds and equity, it consists of derivatives also, but that is not there for you. Like options, futures, forwards, and swaps. Okay, that will be studying in advanced financial management. Okay, like in the professional level. So we can perhaps summarize the reasons why a project on accounting for financial instruments was considered necessary as follows. The significant growth of finance. See, as you know, like every company from every sector, any company from any sector, okay, like real estate or production or pharma or like aviation, any sector in the world, any sector it may be, every sector requires funds to do its business activity or to run its business activity smoothly, because everyone is not capital rich. Okay, and even in fact the finance is easily available from the market, so why not take it and do the business. Finance is already is definitely taken. I see, I am teaching you students. Okay, like me there are many people, and like some of them want to grow big, they want to start a college, but you know, for college you require 50 lakh of investment. So from where will you get? Okay, I have everything in my life, I have assets, I have car. I'm giving an example. Like me there are many people who have assets, who have vehicles, who have everything, but they don't have this capital of 50 lakh to start a big business. So to start a big business or to start any activity or to start entrepreneurship, you require funds. So you will raise funds and then it becomes a liability. And with funds, whatever you have raised, you start your business activity, you earn, and then you invest it in the market and you purchase assets. That becomes your investment. Okay. So since every company in the world raises finance, almost every company, like almost every company raises finance, and they also invest. So in these two cases, you know, we come across the financial instruments. Henceforth, financial instruments play a very crucial role, and this standard has to be studied very properly. So the significant growth of, that's the reason it's very important, of financial instruments over recent years has outstripped the development of guidance for their accounting. The topic of international concern, other national standard setters are involved as well as the IASB. See, this is not only for a country specific. You can invest anywhere in the world. You can invest in foreign securities, like you can invest in other markets. Okay, that means you can purchase the euro currency, euro bonds. That means international investments you can do. So many countries. So if you do investment in France and purchase the bonds of French government or French company and provide finance to them. Okay, so in that case, you know, like you have to account it, and like they also need to account it. So therefore, there they have to follow French standards. Here you have to follow your Indian accounting standards for accounting. Okay, you need to show the proof of everything. Now, from where, like everything you need to show. You are investing your money, you are investing the money of the company and purchasing financial instruments for the company, and with that you want the company to grow. Then you need to show like how you have used your money to purchase them, from where you got that money to purchase it, purchase those securities, and what returns you are getting or what income you are generating from those securities. Everything you need to show. So you know, like accounting, again I'll come to the like very basic of all the accounting standards. You need to see how to recognize something as a financial asset or a financial liability. So I will say, in this case I am speaking about financial instruments, because it gives rise to financial asset for one company and financial liability for another company. So recognition criteria, again we have to see the same thing. We have to again see the measurement basis, and then we have to see the disclosure requirement. So I'm speaking specifically about this right now. So I'm specifically speaking about disclosure requirements. So what am I speaking about disclosure requirements? So in disclosure, you need to show like you have purchased the security of which company. See, investments you'll write in the balance sheet, okay, on the face of the statement. But you need to show of which company you have purchased the securities. Okay, that means you have invested in which company, how much you have invested, you have utilized company's cash to invest. Okay, and how much returns you are generating out of that. Everything you need to account. Investors, see, your company shareholders want to know everything, what your what their what the company is doing which they own. Okay, so this is an important topic and important for everyone, like you locally and even internationally. And many of the high profile disasters have happened In 2009, Lehman Brothers, a very big bank in which many people invested, has gone bankrupt because of certain reasons. Okay, that is not the important thing to know for you, but you can assume that many of the companies in the previous past have become insolvent or bankrupt, and their people have lost their lot of money. Okay, so now if things are not properly disclosed or not transparent, what the companies are doing with money, and they are showing that they have done some investment, and that investment has incurred lot of losses, then again, like, they can show like that. Now anything they can show, like they have invested and they have incurred big losses. Anything whatever they want they can show, and they can manipulate. So this thing should not happen. So there have been recent high-profile disasters involving derivatives, which, while not caused by accounting failures, have raised questions about accounting and disclosure practices. That's what I said. So three accounting standards deal with financial instruments: IAS 32, IFRS 7, and IFRS 9. So let's see what is that. IAS 32 deals with the presentation of financial instruments. Okay, how to classify a financial instrument, whether it is an asset or a liability. Whether it is an equity or a liability. So classification of financial instruments between liabilities and equity is dealt under IAS 32. Then presentation of certain compound instruments. What do you mean by compound instruments? Compound instruments are combination of debt and equity. Now you'll ask me a question. वो क्या होता है combination of debt and equity? Suppose company has issued bonds, and those bonds are convertible bonds. So convertible bonds nothing but after till 5 years it will be acting like bond, and then from 6th year onwards it can be converted. Okay, it can be converted to equity. So it is a combination of equity and debt or not? Yes. Yes. Okay. That means these are compound instruments. This will change into equity in the future. Now, financial instruments disclosure is dealt in IFRS 7, and financial instruments IFRS 9 deals with how to recognize something as a financial asset or a liability, how to measure those financial instruments, impairment of financial instruments, as well as hedging. Okay, hedging is nothing but so there is some risk involved, like of investing in financial instruments. Okay, the risk is nothing but the volatility, the risk of the price fluctuation in price fluctuation of the securities value which you want to purchase in the future. Okay, for example, what is hedging? See, I will show you what is hedging. Hedging is nothing but this is a technique of minimizing your risk. So hedging means to minimize the risk, and you can like take anything for hedging. I'll give the simplest example to you. Suppose insurance policy. Okay, so you have taken an insurance policy, and as per that, if anything happens, you will get reimbursement from the insurance company. Okay, so now how it is hedging? See, it is definitely you are saving a big, you are saving yourself from a very big expenditure or one-off expenditure which could happen. Okay, which could happen. And if something happens wrong with you, so suppose there is someone who meets with an accident. When he meets with an accident, if he does not have an insurance policy, he may end up paying some 4 to 5 lakh rupees of payment at a time. Suppose he has taken an insurance policy 5 months back, and he meets with an accident. Okay, so insurance company will reimburse this much amount. Okay, only in the exchange of some minimal premiums what Mr. X has to pay to the insurance company. So he is paying 10,000 yearly. So what do you think? 10,000 is paying yearly for a insurance policy, whereby the policy has a, you can claim up to 5 lakhs in that policy. It's a 5 lakh rupees like limit policy. Okay, it is a 5 lakh rupees limit policy. For that they're charging 10,000. So you have just paid 10,000 and you have taken the policy. Okay, that too 5 months back. Not even the year has passed away. But if you meet with an accident, they are paying you. They are paying your 4 to 5 lakh bills only on exchange, only for a premium of 10,000 rupees. Okay. Now you'll think, sir, I've been paying since 10 years, 10,000 rupees. So 10 years से 10,000 भी pay किए तो it's like 1 lakh. But still you are claiming this much amount. If Mr. X is claiming this much amount if he meets with an accident. Okay. So that is what you are hedging your one-off expenditure by taking an insurance policy. Okay. Or you are you have fixed your risk till 5 lakh rupees. That means till 5 lakh anything happens till 5 lakh, like till 5 lakh ka damage you have already fixed the risk towards 5 lakhs. How you have fixed your like risk towards 5 lakhs? If anything happens till 5 lakh, you have an assurance from the insurance company. Okay, they will pay 5 lakh rupees for you. Okay, so you need not worry for a small minimum premium, because nothing comes for free. Anything, if you want to minimize your risk even, you need to spend some money for that. Okay, so insurance, if you take an insurance policy, if anything happens till 5 lakhs, you have covered your risk. Okay, that's what you have covered. Accidental risk or any hospitalization or any health related issues risk till 5 lakh rupees. So now minimizing the risk, how it happens here, like in case of stock market and all, in case of derivatives, suppose there is a farmer. Okay, so there is a farmer and there is a baker. So farmer thinks that whatever he is going to harvest after 3 months, now he is not having anything. Okay, after 3 months the harvest season will come. He'll harvest the crops and he'll get the wheat, and that wheat he has to supply to the baker. Okay, because baker has fixed that in the month of December he is going to purchase wheat from this farmer. So farmer is scared, like 1 quintal of wheat is like $100, for example. Okay, right now. So far, right now, right away, right now. So farmer thinks that after 3 months, it's going to fall to $70. He thinks that. Okay, because farmer, I will say he is a hedger. Why he is a hedger? He is having bearish sentiments. What do you mean by bearish sentiments? Bearish sentiments mean he thinks the prices are not going to go up. It's going to definitely go down at any cost. And this is Baker. Baker is he has bullish sentiments. Okay, he has bullish sentiments. Bullish sentiments is nothing but he thinks the prices are going to go up. That means he thinks the prices are going to go up. So in a market, there are two types of people. When there is a buyer, there will be a seller. Okay. When there is a seller, there will be a buyer, and both of them will be exchanging goods with money. Okay. So you always think whenever you go to market, you purchase things. You as a customer, definitely. Uh, okay, just leave that example and let's focus on this. So Baker has a bullish sentiment. He thinks that the prices of wheat are going to go up, and the prices, if it goes up after 3 months. Right now the price is how much? 1 quintal is for $100. If the prices go up to $150, then this baker is going to purchase costly wheat at a costlier price, and his bread's cost will be higher, and in market other people will be selling at less cost. So this baker will lose business. Why they will be selling at less cost? Because I'll show you how. So this farmer has a bearish sentiment. He thinks that the prices are going to go down. So he wants the minimum price of $100. This guy thinks that the prices are going to go up. So it is better to purchase at $100. So both of them make an agreement between each other. I'll say that as a forward contract, as per which farmer agrees to sell the wheat at $100 and baker is ready to buy the wheat at $100. Okay, so now after 3 months what happens? Really the wheat prices go down, it becomes $70. So now what happens? Farmer is saved here because he made a contract with baker. He made a contract with baker that he will be selling at $100 only, even though it goes to $70. So farmer will sell at $100 1 quintal, even though it goes to $70. Okay, okay, got my point. So farmer will sell the wheat to baker at $100. Okay, so the price has gone to $70, but farmer has nothing to worry about because he has already made a contract with baker to sell the wheat at $100. And there is baker का भी कोई mistake नहीं है, because baker also thought that the prices might go up and he will be ending up purchasing costlier wheat. So he also fixed himself for $100. So you know, दोनों के फेवर में तो मार्केट नहीं रहेगा, एक के ही फेवर में रहेगा. ओके, एक के ही फेवर में रहेगा. So now what happened? The price has gone to $100, $70. So farmer को क्या हो रहा है? He is getting the minimum price whatever he is expecting of $100 and अभी मार्केट में 70 पे हो रहा है, ठीक है ना, 70 में. तो वो $100 सेलर से ले लेगा. क्या करेगा? सेलर से $100 ले लेगा. $70 का गुड्स भी वो 100 में बेच रहा है, तो उसको $30 का प्रॉफिट हो जाएगा. ठीक है, गॉट इट. अब नाउ यू विल बी आस्किंग ए क्वेश्चन, सर बेकर को तो लॉस हुआ. बेकर को बड़ा लॉस नहीं हुआ बिकॉज बेकर ने वो $100 पे फिक्स कर लिया. ठीक है ना, वो $100 में खरीद रहा है. अगर वो $100 फिक्स नहीं करता, इफ यू हैव नॉट फिक्स फॉर $100, और अभी अगर $150 लाइक तक अगर वीट चले जाता, $150 तक चले जाता, तो वो $150 पे उसको खरीदता. गॉट माय पॉइंट. सो $150 पे खरीदता मतलब $50 का बड़ा लॉस होता उसको. ओके, लेकिन अभी 70 का वो 100 पे कर रहा है, तो उसको 30 का ही लॉस हो रहा है. इसका जो गेन है वो इसका लॉस है, बट लॉस भी मिनिमम है. 50 का लॉस इज हायर लॉस, 30 का लॉस इज लोअर लॉस, तो $20 का लॉस ये अभी भी सेव कर रहा है. ओके, सो with forward contract what is happening is the farmer is fixing the price to 100. अब मार्केट में वो 150 भी हो जाए या 50 भी हो जाए, फार्मर को कोई टेंशन नहीं है. क्यों नहीं है? क्योंकि he has fixed the price and he will sell at $100 only. So whatever the risk was associated with the fluctuation of the wheat prices to 150 or 200 or 50 or 30 or 70, whatever it is, that has got eliminated from the farmer's point of view and he is getting what he is desiring, $100. This is what is called a derivative, a forward contract. Okay, now let's go for the concept. So farmer has hedged himself from any price fluctuation by fixing his price of $100. Now definition: financial instrument, it's like a contract that gives rise to both a financial asset or of one entity and a financial liability or equity instrument of another entity. We already discussed. Financial asset भी मालूम है, liability भी मालूम है अपने को. Financial asset क्या है? अगर हम लोग किसी कंपनी में इन्वेस्ट करते हैं, बॉन्ड्स खरीदते हैं, इक्विटी खरीदते हैं, तो वो हमारे लिए एसेट हो जाता है. ओके, और एक कॉन्ट्रेक्चुअल राइट देता है कि हमको फ्यूचर में पैसा आना है along with interest. Financial liability is nothing but company has to pay the money. Equity instrument is nothing but, this is nothing but equity capital. Okay, any contract that evidences a residual interest in assets of entity after deducting all liabilities. That means equity का मतलब आपको मालूम ही है, accounting equation, you know accounting equation, assets minus external liability is equal to equity. So what are they saying? ये पूरा आपका बैलेंस शीट है, ये टोटल ऑफ एसेट्स है, यहाँ पर एक्सटर्नल लायबिलिटी है, उसके ऊपर इक्विटी है, यहाँ तक छोड़ दो. तो ये टोटल ऑफ एसेट्स में से अगर मैं ये निकाल दूंगा, इसमें से ये माइनस कर दूंगा, तो बचेगा क्या? रेसिडुअल इंटरेस्ट, इक्विटी. दैट्स इट. फेयर वैल्यू इज द मार्केट वैल्यू. कॉन्ट्रैक्ट मालूम है, एनीथिंग विच लाइक कॉन्ट्रैक्ट इज एन एग्रीमेंट विच इज एनफोर्सेबल बाय लॉ. एंटिटी इज द कंपनी. ओके, फाइनेंशियल एसेट्स के यहाँ पर एग्जांपल देखो, ट्रेड रिसीवेबल्स, ऑप्शंस, शेयर्स, एंड फाइनेंशियल लायबिलिटी, ट्रेड पेबल, डिबेंचर, लोन्स पेबल, प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स यू हैव टू रिडीम. ओके, वापस पे करना होता है. फॉर प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स व्हाट्स द कंडीशन? preference shares are redeemable, okay, and fixed dividend has to be paid for preference shares. These are financial assets, okay, non-physical assets, like intangible nature समझ लो. Now presentation of financial instruments. अगर एसेट है तो एसेट में बता दो, अगर इन्वेस्टमेंट किया है तो एसेट साइड में बता दो, और अगर लोन वगैरह लिया है, बॉन्ड इश्यू किया है तो लायबिलिटी में दिखा दो. So IAS 32 should be applied in the presentation and disclosure of all types of financial instruments. तो कौन सा स्टैंडर्ड आपको अप्लाई करना पड़ेगा? IAS 32, International Accounting Standard 32, deals with presentation of all types of financial instruments. Like कुछ चीजें यहाँ पर आपको नहीं देखना है. Some this IAS 32 does not deal with some kind of investments. If you do investment in some company, like that means you are acquiring more than 51% of shares of a company. That means that company becomes your subsidiary company. So that is not considered, or that is out of the scope of IAS 32, because we have a separate standard to deal with subsidiaries. Associates won't come, like more than. So associates, already you know, in the first video itself we have seen what is associate. So what doesn't come under this IAS 32? IAS 32 में क्या क्या नहीं आएगा? एक तो आपका फाइनेंस, ये सॉरी आपका सब्सिडरीज नहीं आएगा. देयर इज अ separate standard for that, for this. Subsidiary is nothing but if you invest more than 51%. That means you have purchased more than 51% of shares of some company. That means 60% का आपने किसी कंपनी में इन्वेस्टमेंट किया है, तो that's a subsidiary. That won't come under this. Associates won't come under this. क्यों नहीं आएगा associates? Associates are nothing but less than 51% and more than 25%. Okay, मतलब more than 25 रहेगा और less than 51 रहेगा. Suppose X है वो investment value, so that is associate. That even won't come under IAS 32. Joint ventures also won't come under this. Pensions and insurance contract also won't come under this. You already know about liabilities and equity. Okay, मैं इसके लिए आपको बताने की जरूरत नहीं है. Liability आपको पता है, bonds and all will be liability, whereby there will be obligation, and investments are asset. Okay, and you know about the definitions of asset and liability. I've already explained you regarding the compound financial instruments also, like convertible debt. Okay. Just let's go for this question. Valuation of compound instruments. Okay, we need to like go fast. Please read this question. Read this. So Rathbone company issues 2000 convertible bonds. Okay, and the bonds have a 3-year term and issued at par with a face value of 1000. So 1000 into 2000 is how much? This much. 20 lakhs, I can say. Okay, that is 2 million. Okay, so like this, if I issue bonds to public, convertible bonds that can be converted into equity in the future, so it is a liability. So I need to pay the amount or not in the future? Yes, I need to pay the amount in the future. Okay, because I have issued bonds to people, and that's a liability I need to repay back. So this is the total proceeds I've got. Interest is payable annually in arrears. That means I will pay interest like in outstanding interest. Okay, that means if I have to pay interest today, I'll pay after 6 months, for example. So it is paid in arrears annually, like every year's interest I'll be paying next year, and at the rate of 6%. So each bond is convertible at any time up to maturity into 250 ordinary shares. So they are converting those bonds of 2 million into 250 ordinary shares. Okay, anytime they can do that. When the bonds are issued, the prevailing interest rate for similar debt without conversion options is 9%. So you need to consider 9%. 9% is the yield to maturity. What we say, that's called yield. Yield. Okay, don't take the coupon. Coupon is what company pays to the shareholders. Company is ready to pay 6%. That is not the thing. What is actually paid in the market right away right now is 9%. That's called yield. That is what we are considering to find out the present value of those bonds, okay, whose payment are to be done in the future. So what I'll do, 2 million I'll convert into this is the future value, okay, after 3 years. So as like 9% के हिसाब से you need to find out the present value factor. कैसे find करोगे present value factor? I'll write the formula here. So 2 million into 1 by 1 plus 0.09 whole power 3. So this implies 2 million into 1 by 1.09 whole cube. If you do this, you will get 0.77 what they are saying, and you will get the present value. आ गया present value आपका. interest का भी present value लेके आ जाओ. Interest is like it's like 6%. So 2 million का 6% is 1 lakh 3 years तक का. And interest, always is paid as a fixed amount. Interest is always paid as a fixed amount. Okay, तो फिक्स अमाउंट का इंटरेस्ट जो भी आप पे कर रहे हो उसके लिए आप एन्युटी फैक्टर यूज करो. प्रेजेंट वैल्यू ऑफ एन्युटी फैक्टर, दैट इज 2.5313. ऑलरेडी वी हैव डन द टाइम वैल्यू ऑफ मनी कॉन्सेप्ट इन द प्रीवियस सेशन. फर्स्ट चैप्टर में करवाया मैं. आप उसमें एन्युटी फैक्टर कैसे करना है वो देख लेना आप उसमें. सो हमको ये आ गया. टोटल लायबिलिटी ये है, ठीक है. और इतना हम लोगों ने जो बॉन्ड है इतने का इशू किया है, तो जो लेफ्ट ओवर होगा वो इक्विटी ही होगा ना, इक्विटी कंपोनेंट. बिकॉज your like proceeds from bond issue is this much. उसमें तुम्हारा लायबिलिटी आज की डेट में प्रेजेंट वैल्यू उतना हो रहा है, तो बाकी का इक्विटी होगा. नाउ ठीक है, चलो अब ये तो हो गया. दूसरे मेथड से अच्छा ये बेटर मेथड है. वी अंडरस्टूड. Like they are saying, instead of going for annuity, you can also go for present value for interest. Like 1,20,000 divided by 1.09 सेकेंड ईयर के लिए होल स्क्वायर, थर्ड ईयर के लिए, या ये अमाउंट लेके डिवाइड बाय 1.09 कर तो यही आता. ये मेथड से भी कर सकते हो, या मैं एन्युटी जो बताया उससे भी कर सकते हो. ठीक है, ये मेथड क्या बोल रहा है? वंस यू डिस्काउंट दिस वैल्यू, so the value you get after discounting 1,20,000 is this. Again you discount this with 1.09, you'll get this. Again you discount this by 1.09, you'll get this. Total it you'll get 303,755. Or else you can do one thing. 1,20,000 divided by 1.09, 1,20,000 divided by 1.09 whole square, 1,20,000 divided by 1.09 whole cube. ऐसा भी कर सकते हो. ओके, नेक्स्ट सम वी विल डू. नेक्स्ट सम के लिए एक बार प्रॉपरली फोकस करो, रीड करो व्हाट आर दे सेइंग. ओके, so a company issues $20 million of 4% convertible loan notes at par on 1st Jan. Loan notes are redeemable for cash or convertible into equity shares on the basis of 20 shares per 100. तो क्या बोल रहा है ये कि कंपनी ने $20 million का 4% के ऊपर कन्वर्टेबल लोन नोट्स इश्यू किया हुआ है. लोन नोट्स आर रिडीमेबल, मतलब पैसा वापस करना पड़ेगा फॉर कैश, और कन्वर्टेबल इनटू इक्विटी शेयर्स ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ 20 शेयर्स पर $100 ऑफ डेट. यानी $100 का डेट जो भी होगा उसको 20 shares में convert करेंगे at option of loan note holder, यानी that too it depends upon the loan note holder. If he wants to convert, he will convert or else not. See, convert करने के लिए भी आपको क्या दिखना चाहिए कि you should have benefit or advantage from conversion, or else no one would convert. And if the loan notes are not converted, they will be paying you interest of 9%. So now present value of $1 at the end of the year based on discount rates 4%, 9% are given. That is present value factors. एक बार पूरा question फिर से देख लो. Now what you need to do is show how these loan notes should be accounted for in financial statements. एक बार फिर से पढ़ लो. I'll explain the answer. Okay, let's go ahead. So they are asking like how will you account in the statement of you'll account in the financial statements. So see, we will just see the finance cost what we are incurring. That means what interest we are paying. So liability elements 3 years interest. So what is the value there? 20 million. Okay, into 4% will give you the interest amount first of all. Into 2.53. Why 2.53? It is for 3 years if I am not wrong. And you know the annuity factor, present value annuity factor for 3 years at the rate of, what did they give? At the rate of what? 9%, na? Because 9% is your yield. I already told you should always take yield to maturity, not coupon. Yield to maturity should be taken to do the discounting, not coupon. I have already explained you. Coupon you should never take for discounting. Only yield to maturity you should take for discounting. Because that is the market's prevailing rate. So you will get your finance cost. How you'll get, you have found out the present value of this particular interest payment which you are paying, okay, for 3 years. Then you need to redeem, okay, because these loan notes are redeemable and you have to redeem at the end of the term. Like in 3rd year you need to redeem it back. So what is the present value when you are redeeming it? So whatever the 2 million is there into 0.77, you got the redemption amount. Okay, so interest you need to pay and redemption amount also you need to pay. That is the liability you have. 20,000 is your total value. This is your equity, the leftover thing. Okay, so now you got the equity, you got the finance cost. So both you can put there. Finance cost is somewhere around finance cost, I think 2024. This is for 3 years, so we have to do for the first year. Okay, so you do one thing, like see, finance cost is nothing but the interest what we are paying for the current year. Okay, so what is your loan amount? Your liability is how much? 17,424. This is the present value of your liability. Present value. So on this 9% would be 1568. So that, see, 17,424 is your liability. Now how? See, 3 years interest you need to pay. That is outstanding for you. And you need to redeem the money also to them. For that you have found out the present value. Okay, you have found out the interest element, what you need to pay, that present value, and you have found out the redemption's present value. So this is the total liability as on today, presently. 17,424 is today's liability, which you are going to pay as 2 million in the future. So we are speaking of today. this 2009 year. So this is what is your liability, and the interest on that you are paying is at the rate of 9%, 1568. Okay, interest for the year. And no, actually, in less interest actually this is what is the return, but as per the coupon rate is 4%. Okay, I'll tell you what this mean actually. Just listen here. See, yield is nothing but the return. So 9% on that 17,464 whatever they are mentioning there, 424, sorry, 9% on this is your return. This is 9%. This is the return. Actually, in market, similar kind of bond is paying 9%. But the coupon what you are paying is 20 million into 4%. This is the coupon, the interest what company has promised to pay to the shareholders, to the bondholders, sorry. So that you need to deduct from this return, and finance cost is 1568. Okay, and your convertible loan, that means this particular loan note whatever the company has given is a convertible loan note. Okay, so convertible, you will you are going to convert or not convert, it is upon you whether you want to convert or not. See, so loan notes are redeemable for cash or convertible into equity shares, and similar, but non-convertible loan notes carry, okay, there are non-convertible loan notes also that is carrying 9% interest. That's given the question. Okay, so company issues 20 million of 4% convertible loan notes. There are two things here, please understand, please. For convertible loan notes, the coupon rate is 4%. Okay, and in the market such kind of non-convertible loan notes are carrying 9%. So non-convertible loan notes are carrying 9% in the sense that will give this much 1568, and the coupon what company is supposed to pay is 800, and this is the liability. So can I say the difference between these two is like whatever we get, we are adding it to the liability element, and we are showing in the liability side of balance sheet. Okay, yes. Next one. See, whatever the income you earn from your investments, interest, dividends. If you earn interest, that's a non-operating nature income, should be shown in the profit and loss account or statement of profit and loss. Dividends, if you receive, it's a non-operating income. You should show in the statement of profit and loss. Dividends, if company is paying, I am writing everything here. Just a second. Interest, dividends, losses and gains. Interest, dividends, losses, gains. So interest, if you receive, it's a income. So statement of P&L. Okay, and interest if paid by the company, if they raise the finance, again statement of P&L. Here income is credited, paying is like an expenditure, debited. Dividends if you receive, statement of P&L, credited. If you pay, deduct from retained earnings. Okay, if I speak about losses, if you sell the security and incur some loss, P&L. Or like if you do some impairment, so impairment loss, P&L. Okay, and gains is nothing but if you sell the security and if you receive the money on that, if it is of realizable nature, P&L. If it is of non-realizable nature, okay, that means you are holding the asset for a longer period of time and you want to enjoy the benefits out of it. You are holding the security for a very long period of time, and after some point of time you will sell it. For example, suppose I am holding a stock. I just bought a stock. I want to hold it for 5 years, and after that I want to sell it. Okay, so whatever the here also you need to understand this interest blindly don't put in the P&L account. Okay, you should only write in the P&L account if it is non-operating but realizable nature. It's a non-operating income because you are receiving non-operating nature income, but also realizable income. That means you will get in your hands as cash. Then you can write in P&L. If it is a non-realizable nature income, then you have to write in the other comprehensive income section. That is non-realizable nature income. So what do you mean by non-realizable nature income? So you have purchased a bond. Okay, that means you have invested in a bond, and that bond, what we say, you want to hold it for some period of time. Okay, you want to hold it for some period of time. That means, just a second. And you want to hold it for some period of time, then you want to sell it. You want to hold it for some period of time and then you want to sell it. So I'm speaking about zero coupon bond. For example, I'm speaking about zero coupon bond. What do you mean by zero coupon bond? What do you mean by zero coupon bond? Zero coupon bond is a bond which will not pay you interest. Which will not pay you interest, but its value will increase every year. Why? Because they will be, what is a zero coupon bond? They'll issue at 800 and they'll pay you 1000. So from 800 it has to move to 1000. So 200 is what is your return, but this is a unrealizable nature income. Example, because this is a holding gain. This is a holding gain, not a realizable nature gain. आप होल्ड कर रहे हो, उसका आपको गेन मिल रहा है, बेच नहीं रहे हो. बेचे तो जो पैसा आएगा वो तो P&L में आता है, लेकिन सिर्फ होल्ड करने से जो आपका वैल्यू बढ़ता है प्रॉपर्टी का नहीं, सॉरी, सिक्योरिटी का. जैसे रिवैल्यूएशन गेन में भी होता है ना, हम होल्ड करके रखते हैं तो अगर प्रॉपर्टी की वैल्यू बढ़ती है तो हम उसको OCI में दिखाते हैं. वैसे ही अगर आप सिक्योरिटी को होल्ड करके रखते हो कुछ टाइम के लिए, उसके बाद फिर आप बेचना है तो बेच दो, आपकी मर्जी है, या बीच में भी बेचना है बेच दो, आपकी मर्जी है. कुछ टाइम के लिए होल्ड करते हो तो जो होल्ड करने से जो उसकी वैल्यू इंक्रीज हो रही है उसको हम बोलेंगे अनरियलाइजेबल नेचर इनकम. वो हम OCI में दिखाएंगे, विल शो इन दी अदर कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव इनकम. ओके, सो जनरली इंटरेस्ट अगर नॉर्मल केसेस में है P&L में आएगा. ठीक है, जैसे बॉन्ड्स वगैरह का जो भी इंटरेस्ट होता है वो इंटरेस्ट रिसीव्ड P&L में आता है. लेकिन मैं जो आपसे बात कर रहा हूँ वो इंटरेस्ट की बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ. मैं आपको जीरो कूपन, मैं नॉर्मल कूपन बॉन्ड की बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ. कूपन बॉन्ड में यू विल रिसीव इंटरेस्ट, दैट यू विल बी शोइंग इन P&L. मैं जीरो कूपन बॉन्ड की बात कर रहा हूँ. जीरो कूपन बॉन्ड में आप होल्ड करके रखोगे और आपकी सिक्योरिटी की वैल्यू बढ़ेगी, तो वो जो इंक्रीमेंट हो रहा है ना सिक्योरिटी की वैल्यू में, उसका भी आपको कुछ ना कुछ अकाउंट करके दिखाना पड़ेगा, और वो चीज आप OCI में दिखाओगे. ओके, नहीं तो इन जनरल केसेस यू विल राइट इन P&L नॉर्मली. दैट्स इट. तो अगर इंपेयरमेंट लॉस है तो इसमें, और अगर सिक्योरिटी की वैल्यू बढ़ती है, ज्यादा होती है, तो OCI में. So we'll read out this one. We already know that. Okay. And any transaction cost for purchasing security and all, you need to deduct from equity. That means that equity में premium बोल के आता है. When you make the statement of changes in equity account, you see that there's a premium account. You make a premium account also. So from premium account, you have to deduct all your transaction cost, okay, for purchasing any kind of financial asset. चलो यहाँ तक हो गया. एंड नाउ डिस्क्लोजर आपको पूरा करना है. वॉट एवर द काइंड ऑफ सिक्योरिटी इट इज, यू नीड टू डिस्क्लोज एवरीथिंग. एवरीथिंग यू नीड टू डिस्क्लोज कि आपने वो सिक्योरिटी कौन से कंपनी का खरीदा है, कितने में खरीदा है, वो सिक्योरिटी का नेचर क्या है, वो बॉन्ड है या वो इक्विटी है, ये सब आपको बताना पड़ेगा. ठीक है ना. And IFRS 7 deals with the disclosure requirements. Okay, चलो. अभी ये जो है ना, ये तो मैंने ऑलरेडी उसमें वीडियो में कवर अप कर दिया है यार. इसमें तो कुछ प्रॉब्लम है नहीं. देखो, लाइक क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ फाइनेंशियल एसेट्स, अमोर्टाइज कॉस्ट. अब देखो रिकॉग्निशन के बारे में मैं आपको क्या बताऊं. सी, रिकॉग्निशन का मतलब क्या होता है. Recognition is nothing but a financial asset or a liability should be recognized in the statement of financial position. Of course, asset या liability कभी भी statement of financial position में आएगा. ठीक है ना. अगर आप फंड्स रेज करते हो और आपका ऑब्लिगेशन क्रिएट होता है तो लायबिलिटी. अगर आप इन्वेस्टमेंट करते हो, पैसा आने का होता है, तो एसेट. फाइन. और जब कभी भी आप इन पर्टिकुलर फाइनेंशियल एसेट्स को, जो भी आप इन्वेस्टमेंट्स करते हो, उसको किसी को बेच दिया तो उसको डीरिकॉग्नाइज कर दो. बेचने से जो भी प्रॉफिट या लॉस आएगा उसको रिकॉर्ड कर लो. एंड अगर लायबिलिटी आपका है, इफ यू हैव लाइक रेज्ड फंड्स बाय इशूइंग बॉन्ड्स टू पब्लिक, तो वो फंड रेज करने से जो भी, मतलब आपने जो भी फंड रेज किया वो वापस आपको पे करना होगा. जिस दिन आप वो पूरा पेमेंट कर दोगे तो आपका लायबिलिटी भी खत्म हो जाएगा, तो आपको डीरिकॉग्नाइज कर देना पड़ेगा. दैट मींस अब देयर इज नो लायबिलिटी एंड नो इंटरेस्ट पेमेंट्स व्हाटसोएवर टुवर्ड्स योर क्रेडिटर्स फ्रॉम हुम यू हैव टेकन द लोन. ठीक है ना, इन फॉर्म ऑफ बॉन्ड्स. तो और अभी एक बात याद रखो, जो भी मैंने अभी आपको बताया कि अब एसेट, ये आपका एसेट है, उसको आपने बेचा है, तो आपको जो भी, सपोज आपका फाइनेंशियल इंस्ट्रूमेंट है 1 लाख में आपने परचेस किया, और लाइक आपने स्टॉक परचेस किया 100 रुपीज में, उसको मार्केट में जाके 120 में बेच दिया, तो 20 का प्रॉफिट आया ना आपको. वो सब आपको P&L में दिखाना पड़ेगा. एवरी पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम you have to show that in the P&L account. अब ये जो है ना, ये मैं आपको बताना जरूरी नहीं है यार, मैं आपको वीडियोस दे देता हूं, ये पूरा कवर्ड है. मोहित, हेलो, हेलो, हेलो मोहित, सुन रहे हो. हेलो, हाँ मोहित, वॉइस आ रहा है क्या. आर यू हियरिंग. हाँ मोहित, एक बार स्पीक, आपका वो अनम्यूट जो है उसको अनम्यूट करो, म्यूट किए सो को. हाँ, देखो ये चीज तो अपना उसमें भी कवर किया हुआ तो सेम ही है ना. द फाइनेंशियल एसेट्स कैन बी रिकॉग्नाइज्ड. ओके, कैन बी रिकॉग्नाइज्ड एंड हैव टू बी रिकॉग्नाइज्ड एंड क्लासिफाइड इन दिस 3 वेज. एक तो क्या है आपका अमोर्टाइज कॉस्ट. दैट मींस यू नीड टू मेजर. सी, अभी there are 3 things na, which we already discussed. What we discussed regarding financial assets, first thing is recognition criteria. Recognition criteria में what we discussed, either it can be asset or liability. Asset and liability कब रहेगा? If the financial asset satisfies with the definition of an asset, it is an asset. That means you should get future economic benefits and it should be reliably measured. And अगर liability है, if you have raised funds, that means you have an obligation to pay. Okay, in the future. So that's a liability. Okay. So ये दोनों तो हो गया. Now recognition criteria is done. Second point is how will you measure the financial instruments? So we will say measurement basis. So if you want to measure the financial instruments, you have to measure it by classifying it into three types. First, second, third. That means you can measure the financial instruments based upon or in three ways. I will say you can measure the financial instruments in three ways. How come you can measure the financial instruments or financial assets in three ways? Those are these three ways: amortized cost, fair value through other comprehensive income, and fair value through P&L. So you can measure your financial assets, measurement basis of financial assets can be done in three ways. First is at the rate of amortized cost. That means you can measure your financial asset. That means measure करने का मतलब क्या होता है? Once if I am confirmed that something like which I am dealing with is a financial asset, okay. Now the second question arises is this financial asset I will write in the asset side of balance sheet. That I am confirmed. मैं इसको बताऊंगा बॉन्ड बोल के. फॉर एग्जाम्पल आई परचेस बॉन्ड्स ऑफ ए कंपनी, या मैं उसको इन्वेस्टमेंट बोलूंगा, जो भी बोलना है बोलूंगा, ओके. लेकिन अब एक क्वेश्चन क्या अराइज होता है कि इसका तुम वैल्यू क्या लिखोगे? मेजरमेंट का मतलब क्या होता है? वैल्यू. आप जो भी इंस्ट्रूमेंट आपके हाथ में है, वंस इट इज कंफर्म्ड कि वो एक फाइनेंशियल एसेट है, आप उसको बैलेंस शीट में एसेट साइड में लिखोगे, बिकॉज इट इज सेटिस्फाइंग द रिकॉग्निशन क्राइटेरिया of being a financial asset, because it is satisfying with the definition of an asset. Now the second question arises is what will be the value you will write for that in your balance sheet, or how will you measure that? आप कितने रुपए में उसको मेजर करोगे, कितने डॉलर्स में मेजर करोगे? मेजर करने के लिए कोई एक यूनिट होना चाहिए ना, वो यहाँ पर डॉलर्स है. दैट कैन बी डन इन थ्री वेज. एक तो है अमोर्टाइजेशन कॉस्ट, दूसरा है फेयर वैल्यू थ्रू अदर कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव इनकम, तीसरा है फेयर वैल्यू थ्रू P&L. ठीक है ना? तो ये चीजों के बारे में अभी हम देखेंगे. एक्चुअली मोहित एक बार उसको अनम्यूट करो ना, मैं कुछ डिस्कस करता. हाँ मोहित, तुमको मेरा आवाज सुनने में आ रहा है? हेलो. नो नो, यू स्पीक आउट बॉस. मैसेज मत करो, बात करो. स्पीक आउट, स्पीक आउट. Okay, 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 fine. So, okay, what I will do is, I have already covered up all these things in my video, okay, of financial instruments. आप वो वीडियो में जाए तो आपको ये पूरा क्लैरिटी आ जाता. Okay, just a second. Factoring का भी I have given the video already, and measuring of financial instruments, initial. हाँ, yeah, I've given the video of this. आप एक काम करो, टुडे यू गो थ्रू दैट वीडियो. ठीक है, आप वो पूरा वीडियो के थ्रू जाओ, आप पूरा कॉन्सेप्ट को अच्छे से समझ लो. ठीक है, एक बार के लिए. देन अगर कुछ उसमें पेंडिंग रहा तो मैं उसको सॉर्ट आउट करके कल फिनिश कर दूंगा. ठीक है? व्हाट आई एम सेइंग, इज इट क्लियर?
यस सर.
Okay. So I have given explanation of all this in more clarity in those videos. Okay. So today you just go till here. यहाँ तक तो पूरा जो भी हुआ है फिनिश कर लो. मेरे हिसाब से कुछ भी ऐसा नहीं है कि like I have not covered in that video what I am sending to you, because amortized cost example is given in this question, in this book. I have covered this in that particular video. अच्छा, फेयर वैल्यू थ्रू अदर कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव इनकम ये भी दिया हुआ है उसमें, वो मैं वहां पर भी कवर किया और ज्यादा डिटेल में कवर किया. आई हैव शोन हाउ टू शो इन द बैलेंस शीट, हाउ टू शो इन द अदर कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव इनकम, एवरीथिंग. ठीक है. सो गो टू दैट वीडियो, आपको पूरा क्लैरिटी आ जाएगा. देन टुमारो अगर कुछ अभी इसमें अगर कोई प्रॉब्लम है, स्कोप है, मेरे को आप बोलेंगे सर आप ये पूरा फिर से करा दो बोले, तो टुमारो आई विल टेक अ सेशन एंड आई विल फिनिश दिस, डोंट वरी. टुमारो बीइंग संडे आल्सो आई विल टेक द सेशन. ओके, चलो.
कंसल्टेशन ले रहे हैं सर फिर कल?
अभी नहीं, बस मेरे को दूसरे क्लासेस भी है.
नहीं, कल का पूछ रहा हूँ मैं आप.
ये अभी ये चैप्टर आप देख के बोलो, अगर हो गया तो कल कंसल्टेशन ले लेता हूँ.
अच्छा,
आज वीडियो चेक कर लो. अभी मैं 3 या 4 वीडियोस भेजता आपको. वो पहले तो आप कल का छोड़ दो, इन्वेंट्रीज छोड़ दो, फर्स्ट फाइनेंशियल इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स चेक कर लो. आज ये चैप्टर हुआ ना फ्रेशली, ये यहां तक का वीडियो चेक करके मैं जो वीडियो भिजा रहा हूं उसमें आप वो पूरा चेक कर लो. उसमें आपको ये पूरा दिखाया हुआ है, अमोर्टाइज कॉस्ट क्या होता है, मैं पूरा डिटेल में बताया. जस्ट अ सेकंड, आई शो यू. ये मेजरमेंट का जो बता रहा है ना,
हाँ.
ये यहां पर 3 पॉइंट है, देखो. एक सेकेंड. ये 3 पॉइंट है ना, amortized cost, fair value through other comprehensive income, fair value through P&L. There is no change in the treatment as they are showing in the IFRS and in the videos what I've covered. Okay, पूरा सेम है ट्रीटमेंट, यहां से पूरा सेम है. एक बार चेक कर लो. अगर आपको लाइक मतलब मेरे हिसाब से तो कोई चेंजेस नहीं है, सेम ही है 100%, क्योंकि आई नो दैट कुछ है तो वी विल कवर अप टुमारो. ठीक है ना?
ठीक है सर.
या